Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome to this your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be doing my Image Comics March 2019 solicitations. So if Image Comics is something you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way don't miss more Image Comics information from me in the future. Now let's begin. Now, like every month, we always start off with my honorable mentions. Now, my honorable mentions for this month is the Agatha's Home for Wayward Rabbits, Bitter Root, Cemetery Beach, Cyber Force, Gasolina, Hit Girl, Ice Cream Man, Little Bird, Murder Falcon, Prodigy, Self-Made, and Volition, I think it's called. I'm not sure. I haven't totally checked out that new one, but that one hasn't even come out yet, so I'm not totally sure what that one's about yet. But these are just books that just aren't as good as some of the other books on this list. I read them, I'm interested in them, and I'm excited to see what goes on with them. But they're not grabbing me the same way as some of the other books on this list are. So that's why they're on my honorable mentions list. First up, we got Assassination Nation, issue number 1. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, the world's former greatest hitman hires the 20 best assassins in the world to be his bodyguards. These mean-as-hell hired guns and murderers must work together to keep the new crime boss safe while trying to solve the mystery of who's trying to off him. Now, this concept sounds really cool, and I'm interested to see what goes on with this. I think this is a new Image and Skybound book, so I'm very interested in that. Now, the cover, personally, is not my favorite. I feel like it's very busy. I feel like there's a lot going on there. I think they should have made it a little bit more simpler, because I feel like it's just too busy and it might turn people off. Next up, we got Blackbird, issue number 6. And the synopsis for this issue reads, don't miss the climactic confrontation between Nina and the greatest beast and the secret origin of magic. Now, this book really is one of my new favorites. I've read the first 3 issues. They were great. The colors are beautiful. One of my top, 5 most beautiful books. The cover's just as beautiful. The art is amazing. The colors pop. One of those books where when you look at it, it just pops right at you. And that's why it's one of my new favorites. Just the coloring alone. Not too much to go off for the synopsis there. You know there's going to be a big climactic battle between Nina and the Beast. And the origins of magic, that's exciting, but not much else to go off of. Next up, we got Criminal issue number 3. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, the longest weekend, part 2. Jacob's weekend, taking care of his old mentor, takes a turn for the worse. Now, I don't know what's going on with this book because it hasn't come out yet. It drops later this month. I think it's the 9th of January or something like that. Maybe next week. I'm not totally sure. But I'm very excited to see what they do with this book. I really think it's going to be another big hit like Kill or Be Killed was. So I'm very excited. The coloring is really cool. I really like how they got that magenta kind of background with the orange by the door. Really cool. I really like what they're doing with the covers of these books. Next up, we got Die, issue number 4. And the synopsis for this issue reads, Fantasy Heartbreaker, part 4. Heroes reach the civilization of Glass Town and do what heroes have always done. Upon reaching civilization, as in go to the pub, as it's Die, you can guess people don't exactly get happy drunk. Now, this is a shocking, interesting new book for me. I picked it up thinking it'd just be, okay, but it was really good. A lot of mystery and a lot of things go on in the first issue. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I think it was a great book. You should definitely check it out. Next, we got Evolution, issue number 15. Now, synopsis for this issue reads, California has had its share of cults, but none like Calavirus. Welcome to the end times. Now, this is really heating up, especially moving into the 3rd arc. I think I haven't seen the 3rd arc yet. It doesn't start yet for a couple of weeks, but the 2nd arc definitely ended in a good spot. Things are really heating up with the storylines between our 3 main protagonists, so I'm very excited to see where they take it. Again, the covers to me for Evolution are just too plain and simple that I feel like they need to switch some things up there. Next, we got Farmhand issue number 6. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, as transplant recipients flood the streets of Freetown, Jedediah Jenkins does the only thing that makes sense to in his life. As his wife's work begins to implode, he goes fishing. Now, this was a really good book. It's on my top 10 books to look forward to in 2018 or 2019. I think it was a really good book this year. Definitely something that I think you should keep an eye on. The cover for this kind of feels a little silly given like with some of the other covers we've had. I've liked some of them better than this one. Next we got Hardcore issue number 4. Now the synopsis for this issue reads, after the shocking events of last issue, the United States military is on high alert. So there's no better time for America's most wanted to break into the country he served for his entire life. Now, I haven't read this book. It has already, the first issue has dropped, but I haven't checked it out yet. Very much interested in it. I think the concept is good. Just hope they kind of do it in a good way. There are some plot holes in the concept that I think need to be explained, but I'm very excited. The cover for Hardcore, not one of my favorites. The covers for Hardcore have kind of been hit or miss for me. They're on the lower end of covers that I like. They don't really pop as I think they should. Next, we got Isola issue number 7. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, danger on the road forces Rook and Owen, I always forget how to pronounce that name, to take a treacherous detour, now bi-monthly. Now, that kind of disappoints me that this is only bi-monthly. I really like this book. The art in this book is beautiful. Just like Blackbird, this is a beautifully colored book. The colors and the art, it's just beautiful. Love the book. The covers for these kind of hit and miss for me. Some are really good, some are really great. This is kind of in between. It's not great, it's not bad. It's just kind of in the middle. Really like the colors. Next, we got Lazarus Risen, issue number 1. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, Fracture, number 1, part 1. 2 years have passed since the Carlisle family was betrayed in battle and the Conclave War entrenched on every side. A new era dawns. Joanna Carlisle goes on the attack to ensure the survival of her family, relying on the loyalty and support of the Carlisle. Lazarus, her sister, forever remaining at her side, and while the united front may be enough to turn the tide, the cracks are already beginning to show. Now, this is a new spin-off series. I think it's maybe a short story. I'm not totally sure, but it's a spin-off of the old Image book Lazarus. I never read it, but when I saw the cover for this, it immediately caught my eye, and I read the synopsis, and I'm excited. Next up, we got Maneaters issue number 7. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, Rise of the Unicorns. Don't mistake the silence of the unicorn for the weakness. She is silent because she is plotting. Now, I've really loved this book so far. The cover kind of for me, but I'm very excited to see where they take it. Next, we got Middle West issue number 5. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, Care and compassion are not concepts that Abel has previously associated with his actions' repercussions, but Magdalena's carnival is nothing if not unpredictable. Now, this is another book like Die that took me by surprise. Now, I've only read the first issue, but it already is one I think you should be on the lookout and definitely could be a contender for a new big book in 2019. Next up, we got Oblivion Song issue number 13. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, In the wake of the world's second transference event, everything is different now. Now, this is interesting given what happened in issue 10. I'm very interested to see where they take this moving forward. I love the cover of this book, especially I've been saying they need to kind of change things up, and I love just the magenta background, very beautiful. I can't wait. The purple, very well done as well. Just can't wait to see where they take this moving into the third arc. Next, we got Outer Darkness issue number 5. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, After the Charon crash lands on a frozen planet, the crew is forced to fight together or die alone. Unfortunately, there's a demonic betrayer in their midst and something even worse lurking beneath the snow and ice. Now, this is another one that took me by surprise. It's a really great horror sci-fi book. I definitely recommend it if you're into those kind of things. I love the cover for this one. The kind of snowy kind of background on the cover is very cool. Just really can't wait to see what they do with this book. Next, we got Outpost Zero, issue number 8. And the synopsis for this issue reads, on the frost, and one accident can wipe out the entire outpost. The unimaginable happens here. Now, this is going to be, I think, the finale for the second arc. Really, really enjoying this book. The cover is amazing. Another great kind of snow and ice background and cover. Really beautiful. Can't wait to see what they're doing with this. I think I've loved every cover with the exception of one of the covers for this issue, for this story so far. Very excited to see where they take it in, and just a really great book. Next, we got one of my personal favorites, Paper Girls, issue number 26, and a synopsis for this issue reads, the countdown to the series finale starts here. After surviving adventures in their past, present, and future, the Paper Girls in 1988 embark on the last journey, a 5-part epic that will conclude with a double-sized 30th issue in July. Now, this is so bittersweet for me. This is one of my all-time favorite books. One of the first books I read, and I'm just so upset but happy that they're ending it on a good note, hopefully. I highly recommend this. Brian K. Vaughan did a great book, did a great story here. It's just amazing. Like I said, it's kind of like Stranger Things meets Back to the Future. It's really great. Next, we got Skyward, issue number 11. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, Fix the World, Part 1. Willa's in a race to save the world. Can she bear Barrow to the finish line and finally restore gravity to what it was? And what shocking surprise awaits her at the end that will rock her to her very core. This is where everything changes. Another great book. The cover's really cool. I love how they got that cover there. It's really cool looking. I definitely recommend it. This book's already been picked up for a movie or TV deal. I can't remember which one exactly, but it's just an incredible book. Next, we got The Freeze, issue number 4. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, Gavin has narrowed down the search for the killer, and Maria finds herself in a very bad situation. A single moment will change the new society forever. Now, the first issue was really great. It wasn't anything what I was expecting it to be like, but it was still amazing in the same feat. They managed to take my expectations, flop it upside down, and still come out with me enjoying the book just as much as I was hoping to. An amazing book. I know Top Cow's kind of been under the radar for people, but I think this is a book that could definitely pick them up and put them in a spot where people are talking about them. Next, we got The Realm, issue number 12, and a synopsis for this issue reads, Wounded and on the run, Will and company seek shelter in an abandoned farmstead. What could possibly go wrong? Now, I really love the cover here with Rook, one of my favorite covers of the month. Just, I don't know, The Realm is something where I think it could be a contender for another big book this year, but it kind of is hit or miss for me. I think they need to give me more moving into the third arc for me to care. If they don't, I might consider dropping it, because it's just a book that I feel like I need a little bit more bite to it, and I just aren't getting it yet. Next, we got Witchblade, issue number 13. Now, the synopsis for this issue reads, Last Days, Part 1. Transported 5 years into the future by the shockwave of a failed spell, Alex, Ash, and Magi must find a way back home, but the New York they knew is gone, and an apocalyptic wasteland ruled by demons stands between them and their ticket back to the present. Now, first off, I love the cover. It's amazing. I love how they got Alex there, the Statue of Liberty behind her, and just this apocalyptic background. beautiful. So yeah, guys, those are my picks for Image Comics March 2019 Solicitations. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. And don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any more Image Comics or comics news in general from me in the future. This has been Vision Hero Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.